Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm back again for another I Saw It in Somerset Studio magazine. I have the new magazine. As you can see, this is the November, December, January 2025. So the newest edition. And so I'm going to be working on this project here, Fragments of Time by Amy Wilcutt. And you can see it is these cool old boxes with fragments of time, things from the past. Not that they necessarily have to be from the past, but you think of the past when you see them, right? So even if you don't have like a collection of things that you could use that are old, just get some stuff together. Found objects is the way she put it in the article. So you can see there's like, just think about maybe a frame, maybe some dried flowers or dried leaves, netting. There's a little fabric there. There's a saying in each one of them. This looks like a seashell maybe, or a piece of old pottery or glass, something, glassware. This one's just rocks, a large piece of driftwood, more words. So that type of thing. We are going to go more of, I'm not going to go flat. I am going to use a box, but I don't have a cool old box. So I'm actually using, I can find where I set it, the bottom of a greeting card, this part of a greeting card box, and I cut mine down. So I just used scissors and I just cut it down to a smaller size, and this is what I have so far. You can see it's a little bit wet right there. I was covering it with tissue paper. I put a piece of number paper there, and then we're gonna work on covering the inside the rest of the way. But yeah, just that's what, if you want to make something like this, I think it would be fantastic for a journal cover. That would make a really neat journal cover. You know, you don't have to have the box. The box is very cool, but you could do it more flat for journals. So that is what we're going to work on. I am, like I said, using this box. I'm going to have to not have that on there because it's going to stick to that paper. Let me see. Sorry, I thought I had everything together, but of course I never do. So all right, we're going to work on the inside of the box, and I'm just using this kind of brown tissue paper. You could use sewing tissue, any kind of tissue paper you want, even maybe packing paper. It might be a little bit thick, but you could probably still make it work. So, oh, I don't want to use that one. That brush is too flimsy, like floppy. So how is everybody? I hope that you guys are fantastic. I am using PVA glue to do this, but of course you can use matte medium, you can use Mod Podge, use whatever you have. You can use Elmer's glue. And I did spritz it with a little bit of water just so it's a little easier to maneuver because it's pretty thick. So yeah, I hope you guys are fantastic. And I am not going to stress about, you know, this piece isn't going to cover the whole entire thing. I'll just get another piece. And if it's pieced looking, piecey looking, I don't care either because I kind of like that. And I'm going to rough up the edges when we get closer to completion. Like sand them a little, ding them, because those boxes that she had were kind of old. But yeah, if you have an old box, that would probably work better. But this is what I had, so this is what I'm using. I think if I were to make it for myself, I would do more the flat version, like for a journal, since that's what I generally make and sell, right? But I thought I would go ahead and try doing a kind of a shadow box sort of thing for something different, and just give you guys another idea for what you could do to make it work for you rather than against you, right? That doesn't want to scooch in there very well. Oh, it figures I started a video and my delivery is here. Okay, well, I did a much better job of this on the outside, I will say. It's always tricky going into those little nooks and crannies in there on the inside. But I'm going to be covering a lot of it, so I'm not going to stress over all of that. We're just going to fold it over. It doesn't need to be perfect. So what do you guys got going on? Anything exciting? It's an okay day here. It was nice this morning. I did get to go for a walk, but it was very cold. It was in the 20s. But it's gotten windy this afternoon, so not the greatest. Not the greatest at all. But other than that, a very nice fall day. Clear and colorful, and sun is out at least, which I love. But I got nothing real exciting happening. I've just been busy all week. I've just had one of those crazy weeks. I think I mentioned it yesterday. Well, I mean, I did a video earlier. Same day for me, new day for you guys. But yeah. And this PVA glue is acid-free, archival. Not that I'm all that worried about it, but I know a lot of people do worry about that, so. It seems pretty good. I like it. I have had no problems with it so far. It's been good. And this is probably going to make it a tiny bit shiny in here, but like I said, I'm covering most of this. It's more that I want to stabilize this box. It's a little bit flimsy. And, you know, make it not look like a cardboard box. So I think what I'll do is pause. I'm going to keep doing this, and then I'll come back when it's dry. I just wanted you guys to see what I was doing, so you weren't like, where'd you just come up with that, you know. So anyways, I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So you can see I covered the box completely. You will notice it's very shiny here. This is where I used the PVA glue. So didn't like that. The whole thing was like that. And so I took matte medium, which is probably what I should have used in the first place. But, you know, you always got to try different things and see what works. I mean, it's fine still. And then I just put a layer of the matte medium over the top on the sides and inside. I'm not going to worry about the back because it's the back, right? There's still a few spots that are a tiny bit shiny, but I'm fine with that. And then I also roughed up this edge. I don't know how well you can see it. And I added, you know, little scraps of labels and paper and whatnot on there. But I scraped it, inked it. I just wanted to see if it would work. We're going to do some more of that along the other edges. So I just opened up my scissors. I had to try it because if it wasn't going to work, I needed to come up with something else before I was back on video with y'all. So anyhow, I just scrape on here, rub different grits of sandpaper, whatever you want. And I know that's taking away some of that layer that I just put on there, but you know, that's kind of how those old boxes are. They get the edges all dinged up and stuff like that. And so I wanted that sort of a look was what I was wanting. So I need to say hugs and blessings to Rhonda, Pamela, Catherine, and Gladys. Thank you guys so much for watching my YouTube channel and commenting such nice comments. I really appreciate all of you so much. And welcome to new subscribers, and welcome back to those who have watched me for long time, short time. I really appreciate you guys, and I really appreciate comments, thumbs up, any of those kind of things on my channel. Put it out in the YouTube world algorithm, and that way I get more views. So I really appreciate that very much. And I know I could not do this without you guys. So I thank you, because I know you're taking time from your day to watch. I mean, you know, we like our crafts, but I do appreciate it. This is a little bit different sort of a project for me. And you can go as crazy as you want to do this. I just like the way it ages it up so it doesn't just look like a greeting card box, which is what it is, the bottom of. It's a little flimsy, but I think once it's all put together, it'll be just fine for, you know, put on a shelf or something. It's clearly not super robust, but you could use other types of boxes too, just whatever you've got. This is just what I had, so I don't have any of the wood ones like are in the magazine. And I figured a lot of you may not either, so this way you can have an idea for something you could do if you have some type of small cardboard box that you like. And then the freebie. And those pieces aren't giant that are in the freebie, so you could definitely use them on tags or other journal type pieces, because this box isn't real big either. It's just greeting card size, and not big greeting cards either. I know some of them you can get are pretty big, but this one is not. All right, I think that that's good. I'm gonna get all the yuck off and go around and kind of do some more grunging here. Had a lovely day today. The sun is shining and it's a little bit warmer than it was yesterday, so it should be, for me it's Halloween. I know for you guys it will be Friday, but I hope you had a nice, calm, good Halloween. We're just going to stay here and hand out candy. Some years we get loads of kids, other years we don't get hardly any, so it's always interesting buying candy because I don't want to get stuck with all of it. Probably just have my husband take it to work if it doesn't go away tonight. Because if it sits here with me all day, I will eat it. And then my sugar levels will be all messed up. All right. I'm a candy freak. I have a horrible sweet tooth, and I really shouldn't have it at all. So I try not to have it around if possible. Okay, I think we're done with the wax paper. So that can go. I got glue on my mat that I'll have to clean off. But I think that looks pretty good. It looks pretty dinged and, you know, old looking. Got all the little bits stuck on the back there. It's the only thing with that gluey stuff. Everything sticks to it. All right, so I have some old, or not old, these are dried flowers that I bought. I did not press those. I have, this is an old envelope that I have opened, as you can see. I need to tear a little more off, I think. And we'll save those pieces because they might be able to be used somewhere else. So this is just going to kind of be my background. Take a little more off of this. And you can use whatever old pieces you have. If you don't have old ones, you could tea dye, you know, an envelope and use it. It would be fine. I just had this, so might as well use it. Got glue on there from somewhere. I am going to ink that. Move this stuff out of the way. I even have my tweezers because I'm like, I know those little flowers. I'm just going to have a mess if I try to fool with those. So a lot of people will ask why I covered this and then I'm covering it up. Well, you're still going to see a little bit of it, and these are the layers. So we're back to that layer thing that I talk about. That really is what gives you interest in a piece. Our eyes like to see all those bits and pieces, right? Instead of just one thing behind a photograph or something. Just gives it more interest. And I'm just running my inker kind of in circles, and sometimes that kind of grabs up the edge of the paper and rolls it a little bit, which I like. And sometimes it does nothing, so you just never know. So I hope all is well with you guys. You got any fun things you're doing, or did you do anything fun for Halloween? I know some people have Halloween parties. My daughter had one last weekend. She had fun with her friends. They all dressed up and all that jazz. As you do when you're a kid and you're in college and all those things. I haven't dressed up in a while. We had friends for a while that we would, they would have Halloween parties and things and we'd dress up, but they've moved. Okay, so that will go in there. And I think I will, trying to think, I think I'll use the PVA glue for that. Hoping it won't show through. Sometimes, you know, when you put liquid glue on, you can see it through. Try to keep it nice and flat against here. That might help. I don't have to worry a ton about edges because this isn't something that'll be handled a lot. You know, this piece itself, possibly the frame or whatever, but that's okay. If you're doing a journal topper, you're going to want to really make sure that it's all glued down good, so you don't have any problems. Kind of mess that up a little bit. It's got a lot of glue right there. Just kind of crunching those edges a little in some spots. All right, so that is a layer. Then we're going to take this catechism. This fell off of a book that I got from my friend Lorraine from her mother. And it was her catechism book. And it's just, you know, disintegrating and falling apart. So I figured it's kind of a nice tribute for her. Put that in there before it's completely just, you know, falls apart entirely. And then we don't get to enjoy it at all. Try to get the edges pretty good. I don't want pieces falling off of it. And I am going to cover up her name a bit just because I don't know, I just don't want it out there. That piece I'm going to glue down when I add something else, so sorry. It's the darn allergies that I get every fall. It's so annoying. It's just, this is my time of the year for when they're plowing the fields and doing all that jazz. It really gets me going. It does, it does. Put that there, I think. I kind of planned it out how I want it, so I'm going to try to remember. And there's another piece of just really falling apart paper from the 20s. Some thread there. Just putting a little glue under there to hold that down or put anything here. I do like the PVA glue a lot. Oh, see, that showed through there. I hope when it dries, it isn't like that. Darn. You just never know with the old paper. I hope it doesn't stay like that. I just want lots of bits of old paper on here. I'm afraid that's going to happen again, so I'm going to put glue stick. Darn. Shouldn't have used that. Okay, and then our frame to go about here, I think. And if you notice in the magazine, this particular one is the one I was looking at the most, but you can see the book page and other little bits and things behind her. So she's cut out. So I've cut my lady out as well. So that you can see those bits and pieces of things. I think I'll put this one over here. Okay, this needs to be inked a little bit. I don't need to worry about the bottom. So as I mentioned before, but just in case, this is a freebie in the description box below this video. It's not at my Etsy shop, so don't go to my Etsy shop looking for it because you won't find it. If you just go below this video, there should be a little arrow or something. It says more, something like that. Click on that and a description box will come down with all kinds of information. And that's all creators have, that description box, and many of them use it, especially like paper crafters and things like that, because that's how you can find their shop or the items they're using, whatever. So that's where I put my freebies. That way they're easy for people to find. Just click on the link. I'm going to glue her onto this. This one's art glitter glue. feel like I need a little more writing right there. Whoopsie. This is really fragile old paper too. Okay, I think that's where that's gonna go. Trying to decide, do I want to glue it down all the way, or I think one of these I wanted kind of behind her. These are just dried flowers I got from Amazon. I don't know where else you can get them. I'm sure there's loads of other places. I don't know if you can get them like at Michael's or I don't know, but I got mine on Amazon. That's all I know. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this would be a fun little, this would be a nice gift. You could definitely do one with a family member. I'm just, like I've said before, I sell a lot of my stuff. I mean, I do give some of it as gifts and whatever, but so I generally don't use family photos for that. But you definitely could. You could do this same exact thing using family photographs, and it would be a lot of fun. Oh my goodness, Pasha. I know, he sounds a mess, and I've taken him to the vet and everything, and they don't know. I don't know. He's just getting old and is a mess. But he does take medicine. And I do take him to the vet. I don't leave him in a lurch. It's really hard when the vet is like, I don't know. He's just really congested and allergy-like, and it's like, oh, but why? I don't really want to cover up those cool designs, but I'm sort of irritated about that. What do you call it? The glue that you can see through there. My daughter and I are figuring out Pasha's going to be 13. That is so crazy how fast time goes. It went really fast. Now, normally I would stitch this, and I probably should have thought of that ahead of time, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna kind of put that there for now, and if it doesn't stay, I'll put some other kind of glue on it. I'm gonna put that piece there with this purple flower at the top. So I need to get glue on that. Put the lid on this before it dries out. And this, that's why I never have ink that's not dried out. I was going to get a re-inker for my black stamp pad, but it costs twice as much for that as it does to buy a new stamp pad. And I know you can get more uses out of it, but it was like, wow, just for this little tiny bottle of ink. So I ended up getting a new stamp pad, which I know is crazy. This one is a little rose. I got a great big blob. I'm going to glue this little piece of paper kind of over that. This is always very tedious. And I have a couple more. I really got to use these. It makes it a lot easier. Oh, maybe. Sorry, I get really quiet when I do this. It's just so tiny and very fragile. That's the good side. This one's all wound up in knots. But it works for right down here. And then there's all these little bits, and I don't know if you noticed in that picture, but there were a lot of little like bits of like petals, whatever. So I'm just gonna kind of put these here and there. These are so tiny. When you've got the shakies, always. Whoa. It's a little bit tedious. Oh my goodness. She even had one in her hair, so I'm going to go ahead and I think I'll put it here. Not that you have to do it the same, it's just kind of fun. I don't know what side is better or not. So itty bitty. I think I'll have that glued down just a little. I like how it says Esther up there. That. I kind of did that frame crooked, didn't I? I did not mean to do that, but it is what it is now, because it's not going to come back up. I feel like it just needs a little something else. So I'm going to grab out all this junk that I have that just floats around. Oh, a saying, that's what I was. Be a voice, not an echo. I like that. Because all those had sayings. I thought that was kind of cool. This is from Player Piano Roll. It's sort of that found objects. Well, I mean, that's what she called it, found objects. Just old stuff, you know, that are in people's lives. And that's what I always find very interesting. Like all your stuff tells a story. A little tassel. I don't think it's a good color. Man, that little bowl I have over there has so much junk in it. It's crazy. Just collects the stuff. One penny. These are kind of neat. They're kind of that red color again, but do you want the heater on? Is that what you're doing? Yes, that is what you're doing. Hold on, I'm going to turn on the heater for the cat. Like sitting like smack dab in front of the heater, and it's not on. It's like, mother, turn the heater on. Poor guy. It needs a little stamp or something, a little circle. This one's about croaked, but it's fine. Just needs a little something. All right. I think that might be good. It has flowers. I always like to put, you know, different things. That looks too new. That's my sister made that. but it might be kind of neat if I inked it. A little crochet, right? I have some beautiful crocheted blankets from my husband's grandmother. My sister does that too. Blankets. And a little squirt of water just to even it out a little. Throwing it there, throwing it over here. I think I want it over on that side. Could also do some strings. Let me grab some. If you keep a little bucket of strings, that's always handy. Handy dandy. Next to where you sew. Okay, I think that is good. So that is my take on that particular magazine. I'll put all that away in a minute. Article, project, whatever you want to call it. So, obviously, they're going to be very different from each other, but this is the inspiration. And this is what I did in my little greeting card box. I did cut it down skinnier. So just so you know that part, it's not as deep as the original greeting card box. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I will chat with you again soon. Love ya. Bye.